Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Education is the best provision for old age. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. To learn is to live twice. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living from the dead. Ignorance is the greatest poverty. Wisdom is not in words, but in understanding. Learning without reflection is wasted. Knowledge is potential. Action makes it real. He who knows only himself knows little. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. The worst form of inequality is to try to make unequal things equal. All men by nature desire to know. Thinking is the talking of the soul with itself. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. To perceive is to suffer. The mark of an educated mind is the ability to entertain a thought without accepting it. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Virtue lies in our power, vice also. Courage is the first of human virtues because it makes others possible. Moral excellence comes about as a result of habit. Without virtue, wealth and power destroy men. Good habits formed at youth make all the difference. The good for man is an activity of the soul in accordance with virtue. Shame is the beginning of virtue. True happiness depends on virtue, not fortune. Without character, knowledge is dangerous. Temperance is the mean between self-indulgence and insensitivity. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention. Good character shines more brightly than wealth. Justice is giving each man his due. Modesty is the color of virtue. He who cannot obey himself will be commanded by others. A man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. Greatness of spirit is shown in how one bears misfortune. True nobility is being superior to your former self. Happiness depends upon ourselves. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. The purpose of life is not simply to live, but to live well. Happiness is activity in accordance with virtue. Wealth is not the good we seek, it is only useful. The good life is one inspired by purpose and guided by reason. Happiness is found in doing, not merely possessing. Hope is a waking dream. The ideal man bears the accidents of life with dignity and grace. Happiness is a state of activity. He who is happy will make others happy too. Happiness belongs to the self-sufficient. A life of pleasure without virtue is empty. Happiness requires moderation, not excess. The good life is lived, not spoken. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life. Without virtue, happiness cannot exist. Happiness grows from gratitude. Happiness is not a gift of the gods, but the reward of virtue. A friend to all is a friend to none. Friendship is a single soul dwelling in two bodies. Without friends, no one would choose to live. Friendship is essentially a partnership. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. A true friend is one soul in two bodies. Friendship is the most necessary thing in life. Friends hold a mirror up to each other. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies. Without friendship, even wealth loses its charm. True friendship is based on virtue, not utility. Friends are the family we choose. In poverty and misfortune, true friends are revealed. Friendship is a sheltering tree. Friendship requires trust and time. Friends share not only joys but also sorrows. The truest friendship is built on mutual respect. True friends encourage virtue in each other. Friendship is the bond that unites communities. A life without friendship is not worth living. Man is by nature a social animal. He who lives without society is either a beast or a god. The city is prior by nature to the individual. Justice is the bond of men in states. The law is reason free from passion. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. The good citizen makes the good state. Tyranny is the worst form of government. The state comes into existence for the sake of life, but exists for the sake of the good life. He who has never learned to obey cannot be a good commander. Law is order, and good law is good order. Education should be a public concern, not a private matter. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. Revolutions are not about trifles, but spring from trifles. States fail when they lose sight of justice. Equality consists in the same treatment of similar persons. The strength of the state lies in the virtue of its citizens. Without law, man is worse than the beasts. Justice must be the foundation of politics.